Hey there! For the second episode in my How to Play series, I'm going to go over everything you need to do to set up for a game of Marvel Crisis Protocol. My name is Nate, and welcome to the Gamers Guild. So, when it comes to setting up your game, there is a little bit of work you have to do before you even come to the table. First, you need to build your roster. The roster consists of 10 characters, and they can be any characters. There's no limits or restrictions. You can have any number of heroes and villains in your team. It makes for some pretty interesting team-ups, admittedly, but also a whole lot of possibilities. As well, you need 8 team tactic cards, 6 crisis cards, 3 of which will be the secure objective type, while the other 3 are the extraction objectives. And so, now that you have that ready, you can go get your game in. But obviously you need an opponent, and after finding an opponent, you get to build your battlefield. The battlefield needs to be a 3x3 foot table with at least 12 pieces of terrain, most of them being size 2 to 4, stuff like cars, trees, dumpsters, and small buildings. So, after building your battlefield, you then get to determine priority. This is pretty easily done by each player rolling 5 dice. Whoever gets the most hits, crits, and wilds wins, and in case of a tie, whoever rolled more crits wins. Now you get to set up the mission from crisis cards. The player who won priority gets to choose which of the 2 types of crisis cards they want to be able to choose from, while the other player will choose the other deck. So, for example, if the priority player wanted the extraction objectives, then the non-priority player would get the secure objective cards. Then each player will draw 2 of their 3 cards and secretly pick which of those cards will make up the mission for this game. After both players have picked their card, they should reveal them at the same time. The priority player then gets to choose which of the objectives' threat value will be used for the game, while the non-priority player gets to pick which of the 4 sides of the board they want as a deployment zone. Now, from your 10-character roster, you can fill out a squad that is going into the game based off the threat level of the mission and the threat value shown on each of your character's stat card. Something to keep in mind during this process is affiliations. As long as more than half of your squad has the same affiliation, your team will gain that affiliation in-game, which unlocks some team tactic cards and some really nice leadership abilities. So even though you can have Venom, Captain America, Thanos, and Star-Lord all on the same team, you're going to be missing out on some of those bonuses. Also, during this time, you'll need to select 5 out of the 8 team tactic cards you brought to the game. Then, each player will reveal their squad and their chosen team tactic cards to their opponents. Makes it so everything is above board, there's no sneaky gotcha moments. All that is left after that is deployment, which, while tactically can be a little bit more daunting, the rules of it are actually really easy. Starting with the priority player, each player will take turns placing 1 model from their squad within range 3 or 6 inches from their board edge. A quick side note worth mentioning here is that there is no wholly within in Marvel Crisis Protocol. So, that means when doing deployment, you don't have to be behind a starting line like in so many other miniatures games. That way, Hulk and Ultron and other large-base characters will actually have a little bit of a head start, as funny as it may look and take some getting used to. Anyways, after both players have deployed all of the characters from the squad, you start the game by moving into the power phase. But more about that in the next video. Guys, as always, thanks for watching, and keep on gaming.